speaking of success in our community, I am so thrilled to bring on, I'll say, the engines behind the upcoming Martin Luther King Holiday DC Peace Walk and Parade. They're joining us today. We have Stuart Anderson. As I said, he is really the engine. Maurice Foushee and Wendell Whren, who are going to talk to us about this week of celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. Welcome, gentlemen.
My pleasure to be here.
So we just ended with a bunch of energy about young folks, and this is what this is all about, right, Stuart? I mean,
that's it. Y'all got to get excited, guys. Y'all got to get excited.
Let's get excited. We only a couple days away.
This whole MLK holiday celebration in Ward 8 specifically was created to support, to highlight, to present to young people, and to really help them to understand the work of Dr. King. Stuart, you put it so well in the past. Let's talk about your role and why you believe it's important to participate in this annual event.
Well, let me first say thank you to Whren TV for having us on. Thank you for allowing us to be able to spread this message and this information. A long time ago, Denise's father, her stepmother, and of course, the great Waldorf P.D. Green, we talked about him earlier today on the first Friday. Man, look, they came together and they began to galvanize people in the community at the grassroots level to push for the creation of a federal holiday for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I don't need to tell people a lot about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I want to talk about our homegrown soldiers who came together 4 years before the holiday and began to celebrate Dr. King in this city. Nobody else was doing it. And together with some churches, 4 churches of notability, Bethlehem, Campbell AME, Covenant, UUC, and Living Word Church, their pastors were social justice type of pastors, and they were right there lockstep with the councilwoman, Denise's father, and P.D. Green saying, we got to get people stirred up about Dr. King. We got to make his holiday so that his messages never die. So for me, the importance of us hosting this 19th annual Peace Walk and Parade, the actual 44th time that we've celebrated Dr. King like this, what makes it so important is that we keep all of his ideas, all of his visions, all of his dreams alive, but we also teach people about the King himself, that radical, agent for change, for human rights across the globe. So that's why it's so important. We want to make sure that there are some people around when we're gone that's going to continue to talk about Dr. King and never lose the narrative, because somewhere it was said, if we're not writing the story, we're going to be left out the story. So that's why it's so important for me to be involved and be at the head of the table as a co-chair with Denise and the logistics coordinator for the overall events.
So let's go down the calendar, because I definitely want to get Wendell in and Maurice. Maurice has been participating as a volunteer, because this is an all volunteer effort. I don't know how many years you've been with us now, Maurice? About 13, 14 years?
Not quite that long. I think I'm coming up on 9 years now.
Oh, okay. Sure? Who's counting? Who's counting? I just asked.
9 or 10 years.
You sure you wasn't around in 2010?
No, I wasn't here then. No.
Okay, it seems like it, because you do such a great job.
But the big highlight, of course, is the Peace Walk and Parade. So if we can talk briefly about that, because there are other events, Stuart and Wendell and Maurice, that folks don't know about as well, that are critical and crucial to this event that we've been doing for the past 4 years and more. So go ahead, Stuart.
So I'm going to push this up real close, and hopefully people get a sense of it, right? It's a flyer. It's out there. Go to our website, mlkholidayDC.org. That's mlkholidayDC.org. Go to our website, and you can see some images of all of, or most of, the events that we sponsor in the week leading up to the parade. So we'll start the parade off with the peace walk. The peace walk will start at the intersection where Malcolm meets Martin, which is Malcolm X Avenue and Martin Luther King Avenue, right there in what is known as Shepherd's Parkway. So there'll be a peace rally that'll take place there. They will begin to convene and everything around 9 a.m.
Let's get the date, Monday, January the 15th.
And so that's Monday, January the 15th. And the points of contact for that couldn't be with us today for other, they detailed on other things, but Edward Huff and DeJuan Mason have been doing a great job working with Pastor George Gilbert to pull together our clergy front, line up a host of speakers for our peace rally. That is going to be really phenomenal. It's going to be really big because it's going to be a lot of youth doing the talking.
That's what it's all about. Exactly.
That's the first piece. I just came out of the meeting over at the Ride Center where the lineup will take place with Events DC and DEMPED officials, just making sure we're all on the same page. We'll have a host of marshals. We're asking everybody, please pay attention to the individuals wearing the red hoodies, follow their directions. They're only there to keep us safe and make sure we're organized. But the parade will begin to assemble. We'll begin registration for the parade and everything roughly around 9:30, 10 o'clock. The parade will step off. Let me back up for 1 second. The peace walk will step off no later than 10:45. The peace walk. So the peace rally will start at, I believe they start at 9:15. They will wrap up and be stepping off by 10:45. The parade, we will be doing the lineup for the parade while the peace walk rally is working and happening. Once 11 o'clock comes, man, the parade begins. And we will proceed north on MLK all the way down to the newly renamed Marienberry Avenue. And we will make that left turn into the Anacostia Park where the parade procession will end. Along that route, I just want to say a few things about things that are happening along that route. Matthews Memorial will be open as a warming station. You'll be able to stop there at Matthews if you want, jump in and use the restroom if you have to, grab something hot to, keep you cool and warm inside. And then the next one is Campbell, which is right next door. They will be open as a warming station as well. You'll be able to do the same thing there, step in, use the restroom, grab something hot, get back in the procession, continue down. Our command center will be located at 2500 MLK. That's where we will be able to talk to each other and understand what's going on along the whole procession. We will also have at that location so that everybody understands and know where you need to go for help, lost and found, take a kid, parent looking for a kid, medical attention and things that are needed will be right there at that location, 2500 MLK. It is the Black Workers Wellness Center. Across the street from there is Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall's doors will be open as a warming station as well. And then, yes.
I was just going to say, I think really, and kind of wrap that up, the thing is that the parade route, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, unless someone tells us we can't have the parade, we will be out there. And so we know that it can be a bit chilly. So we have set up these warming stations along the way, and we will have guides who can tell people where to go if they need to go someplace inside. I want to get to the health fair because that is the other major event that happens along the way. And I want to introduce Wendell Whren. Because that's going to be right across the street from where our reviewing stand is. And I'm happy to announce that Sam Ford, who has retired from WJLA TV after a 30-year career with the station, will continue to co-host, co-MC the parade along with me on that day. But Wendell, let's talk about the health fair. And you've done something different this year. You've been doing it for 4 years, but this it's a different focus this year. I want you to talk about that.
So, like Stuart, I would like to thank Whren TV for having me. I would like to thank you all for the opportunity to be able to give back to the community. I count it as a privilege and an honor. So thank you to the both of you all for entrusting this in me such a large responsibility. Um, so this year the gear is towards men. I feel like, well, let me say this: we will service any human being that comes into the health and wellness fair. Any need that you might have that we can meet in that space, male, female, child, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. We're going to meet the need in that space. However, my goal is to touch at least 100 men in some type of way at one of our stations, whether it be for them to sign up to get their colon checked, or whether it be to sign up with a mental health agency, whether it's visiting Whitman Walker's mobile clinic, to get some type of testing or some type of screening. But the goal that I've set is that we touch or reach at least 100 men and have it in some type of record that has been done. The man is the head of the household, and I believe if we start working on getting healthy in our mental, physical, and spiritual beings, I think that it will help change the trajectory of where our area is going. So that's the vision. We have to date 12 registered organizations that will be out giving out information. I already said a few. We have an awesome band that will be performing. They are the same band that I've had. They are a praise and worship team, but they have a way of just bringing a spirit of togetherness, a spirit of healing. And that's what we want. We're going to have positive chalk out there so you can come by, write some positive messages to yourself to remind you of who you are on the ground. We have a phenomenal poet, up and coming poet. His name is Eric Kellerman. He goes by Uncle E. He has a 6-minute poem that is absolutely incredible that he has put together to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. So he'll be joining us. He'll be hitting the stage at 11:15. So if you want to catch him, he'll be on at 11:15. We'll be giving out male and female toiletry bags. And that project is going to be spearheaded by the AKAs. They'll be right outside of the gates. The left side is designated for the females. The
Alpha
right
Kappa
side is
Alpha
designated for
sorority.
the males.
The sorority,
Yes,
AKAs. Okay.
the AKAs.
Okay.
They'll be spearheading that particular piece, and we just got a lot of different things going on. DC Retro Jumpers will be back with us, so we can double dutch some more.
Well, it sounds like we've got a wonderful, wonderful event for the health fair. And Wendell, you've done a tremendous job as you do every year. And then, Maurice, you bring in the other aspect of the black and gold. We're so glad to see the Phi Alpha fraternity brothers who march in the parade every year. But even individually, you help to do our cleanup and looking at environmental aspect of the parade. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank Whren TV for this invitation. And so, yes, this is my second year co-leading with John Zatoli for the cleanup effort. And it's part of contributing to the neighborhood and supporting the neighborhood. Is not just a parade marching down the street. That's certainly a good thing for that day to acknowledge it, but it's a day of service. That's one thing that we should always try to remember, a day of service. That's Monday, January 15th. And the cleanup will occur on some of the blocks surrounding Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. And we'll send out teams. John and I will be at the health fair no later than 11 o'clock, actually a little before 11, and then we'll start receiving people at about 11. The teams will primarily go out and clean up different blocks and different areas from noon to about 2 o'clock. That's about the end of the parade. And towards the end, we'll probably make sure we send out more people towards Anacostia Park, which will be the end of the parade route. And this is not just cleanup, it's related to service and also related to environmental justice. And so that's something that we probably don't emphasize enough in this society for Martin Luther King, was that he was an environmental justice advocate. And so he was able to link environmental justice, with racial justice, with economic justice. And so he was able to connect these items, make these connections and make these linkages, which some leaders even now fail to do.
Well, I think it's it's interesting, Stuart, and you all know when we sit down, when the committee sits down in August and we plan out this event, and people come up with ideas, and so it's not like we dictate, okay, you do this, you do this. People come up with an idea and they roll with it, and it makes for a universally grand celebration or observance of the life and legacy of Dr. King. Wendell has done that. Maurice, you've done that. And Stuart, you've done that for the last, 14, 15, 16 years. I don't know. Who's counting? Counting? Yeah. But can you just give us, some more details? I want to thank all of you all for being here. But just, again, Monday, January 15th. And if there's anything else that you might want to add that we're doing, I think it would be interesting to talk a little bit about the essay contest that the Mayor's Youth Leadership Institute is doing. That's going to take place on Saturday, January the 13th, right, at 2:00.
Mm-hmm. So since we're right there, the essay contest is probably our most prolific and really in-depth way of ensuring that successive generations have some reverence or knowledge of Dr. King and his action, because we ask them to write about a theme that we come up with, or some quote that Dr. King has made or said, or some idea that the Institute, the Mayor's Youth Leadership Team, comes up with based upon what they hear from us. And so this year, they've done a wonderful job. We have some wonderful candidates, and we'll have that ceremony at the main library down on 9th and G Street in Northwest Washington, D.C. We will give all of the youngsters who have won. They've already decided, I believe, I think they completed that task already. I don't know who the winners are, but the winners will be announced. They'll be given their certificates. They'll get their little stipends, and some of them will speak during some of these other events that we're going to have, right?
Can I just note one thing? I know we run out of time, yes. But people often say young people don't like writing essays. And mind you, next year we're going to expand. There's some talk about expanding this beyond essays, spoken word, art, what have you, which I think is really important. But I think it's interesting to note that they got over 100 essays.
Hey, and that's so that kills the myth that they don't write, because they write, and it's not easy picking a winner, because they are so good. They are so good. Some of them are
what is it? What's the starting grade? I think it's
so we're doing elementary school,
right?
We're doing middle school, and we're doing high school,
right?
And these young folks, they are phenomenal, and I think, are we printing some of those in the Washington?
Yes, the winning essays will be published in the Washington Informer.
Winning essays will be published in the Washington Informer. Some of the other winners will be allowed to speak at other, or do some oratory, read their pieces and everything. And it is so phenomenal. So definitely check it out. If you're looking for something to do on Saturday, 2 p.m., Martin Luther King Library, downtown DC. The other event on Monday. Well, we didn't talk about the prayer breakfast, did we? Well, we'll have a prayer breakfast early on Saturday, right? This is the 6th annual prayer breakfast. Again, somebody came to me and said, we should have a prayer breakfast. And so I said, you know what? That's a great idea. You got the job. Let me know what I need to do to help you. And we're 6 years having a prayer breakfast. This year's prayer breakfast, we're always trying to draw young people in. The keynote speaker for the prayer breakfast is a young up-and-coming pastor. You should, well, unfortunately, you can't if you haven't already bought a ticket. This thing
is too late.
It has sold out, but we'll probably try to capture some of it.
It will be live streamed. It will be live streamed. So we'll give that information next Friday.
Hey, look, the youth presentation at the prayer breakfast, MLK prayer breakfast, will be televised. Then Monday, I got to jump to Monday real quick. Monday, we will have song and reflections at Living Word Church. You heard me speak about Living Word Church's role in this thing earlier, but There's an event there, 6:30, Living Word Church, 4101 Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, Southwest DC. You should come. It's a free. Hey, look, the price is right. It's free. Come on out and experience this song and reflection and remembrance of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Then on Tuesday, we're having this film down at the Busboys in Port. It's really ideal for some young folk. We want to introduce them, so we're going to play the Children's March. And so we'll play the Children's March, have a conversation with those young folk about it briefly over some, brief hors d'oeuvres or something, light refreshments. That's the correct way to say it. Light refreshments. And then on Thursday is a closed event. This event is a real focused event. It's focused on healing. It's focused on the survivors of senseless violence. King came out real hard against violence. And so we want to be able to do something in that vein. And so we're doing that service. That will take place on Thursday. Friday, there's this play. This play, I have not seen it. I've just heard about it, but I've heard about it from so many different people. It's been put together and pulled together, and it is a phenomenal testament against violence. Ways we can deal with it. So, again, this is another one of those events that we've been able to find sponsors to cover the cost for it and everything. So the price is right. Free, 6:30 to 8:30 at the Art, 1901 Mississippi Avenue. Those are our featured events. There are a lot of other events, right? And we try to be like a clearinghouse. So we say, if you got an event, post it up, send us a link, send us a clip, post it. We'll post it on our website so everybody can know it. So go MLKHolidayDC.org. MLKHolidayDC.org.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so we like 2 minutes over, but that's okay because we want to make sure that everybody knows they can go to the website, get information. Is it too late? I know we said our deadline for participants in the parade was going to be January 6th, I believe, and because we will be doing getting information for the line out. So if you have not registered for the parade, tell them what they need to do, Stuart.
Okay, so right now we got 110 registers. We got 110 organizations and individuals already registered to be in the parade. But if you want to be in the parade, get it in. Get it in between now and tomorrow, because after tomorrow is dead. I promise you. The last chance is dead, okay? But what you do is go to our website, MLKHolidayDC.org. You go to MLKHolidayDC.org. Scroll across the top. When you scroll across the top of the website, you'll see a section that says Get Involved. Click the section, go down to March in the Parade. When you click the section that says March in the Parade, a Google Doc will pop up. Complete the Google Doc. It'll come to us. We will acknowledge that we have received it, and you will be registered to participate in the parade. You're going to see on there a reference to $100. That $100 only applies to anyone who's putting a vehicle in the procession. You putting a motorbike, a scooter, a car, a float, a flatbed, you have to pay the $100 entry fee. It will also ask you to upload your insurance information. And people say, my dance group don't handle insurance. It's not about that. It's about the automobile insurance.
Exactly.
You got to be able to submit that to be in the parade. So you got to pay the $100 and upload your insurance document. All you do is take a picture of it and then upload it through the website, and we will notify you that we have everything, that you're good to go, and then we will give you instructions. We'll start sending those instructions out sometime between Monday, and by Thursday, everybody will know exactly what it is they need to do. Again, go to our website, MLKHolidayDC.org. Scroll across the top, click Get Involved, go down, March in the Parade, and fill out the Google Doc, pay your fee if it applies, and you're all set. We'll send you something and let you know.
Stuart, thank you. And Maurice, thank you so very much for sharing all of it. You have to go. I'm sorry.
Just very, very quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
For volunteers, if you're interested in Stuart has mentioned the website,
yes.
You go to Get Involved. And then under Get Involved, there's volunteers. So again, that's Get Involved and then volunteers. The other thing is, for those students who might need community service hours, this would be a great time and a great way to receive those hours. We can certify those for you.
Yes.
Glad you got that in there. I appreciate that. That's wonderful. So, I mean, so much more to share, but If you don't remember anything, just go to the website and it's all there. And we certainly want to see a wonderful. We're looking for great weather. So if you have any connections to the God of weather, please put us in your prayers. We know it'll be chilly, but we just would love the sun to shine. That would be great. So I want to thank you all for joining us. I definitely want to thank our loyal viewers, Austin Cooper, James Wright, Stacey Brown is with us today. And Trina, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you share Whren TV with us, with your friends and followers in the future. We look forward to that. And my mom, Vera Abbott, says she has errands to run. So she had to click off on the show. So we won't let her miss out on anything else. We'll just end here. I wish both of you all, again, a happy new year. Looking forward to seeing you actually tomorrow, but on January 15th. Everybody, we want to see everybody on January 15th here in Ward 8 and Southeast on Martin Luther King Avenue as we celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Hey, Denise,
yes,
you got to pay homage to your father, right? You got to say it like he would say it. This is for who?
Lottie Dottie and everybody we want to see there on MLK Avenue on the MLK holiday, January 15, 2024. Lottie Dottie and everybody.
Yes,
sounding off. Thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you.
Right.